So at what point is that something in the beginning of the dating? Because Anthony O'Neill had this whole thing because he's kind of starting to dabble into that a little
Relationship
bit,
space.
to where he was dating this lady. I think they were really kind of hitting it off, and she had texted him about this restaurant, and it had to be like a really expensive restaurant, but he said it wasn't in the budget. He didn't say that he couldn't go. He just said it wasn't in the budget for this month. And then she like ghosted him. So at what point, how much are you budgeting for your dates, and when do you bring it up in the dating process?
Yeah, so it's tricky. It's really tricky because essentially, in order for really work to work smoothly, you really have to find like a financial independence babe, you know, someone who already subscribes to a lot of the. I even found myself at one point looking for like Dave Ramsey dating groups or what have you, right?
That would be, oh my gosh.
There's one on Facebook where it's like young people who subscribe.
Really?
Yeah, it's like young people, single people who
Mm-hmm.
subscribe to Dave Ramsey's philosophies. I'm a part of the FIRE community, though, the
Okay.
financial independence community,
Mm-hmm.
and so we have a group. We have a group there as well. But I mean, in a perfect world, it's supposed to be a lot easier where you can have this conversation and say, "Hey, look, this is the plan. This is what I have in place, and this is how we're going to go about doing it." But I'll be honest, it's not sexy. It's not sexy for a guy to be saying that he's on a budget. There's a lot of shame that's associated with it because it seems like you're poor or something like that.
Really? You think so?
A lot of it.
I don't know, Miss Pular, you gonna have to help me out on this. Cause it's like sometimes, I don't talk about relationships on my channel, but it's like sometimes I really wonder, where are you guys meeting these women? Because if, let's say, I want to say not last year, I want to say 2020, I had went out a couple of dates with a guy, and we talked about that pretty early, and then another thing is I don't necessarily have a problem paying for a date. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, I would not care if you used a coupon, if you used, something like that. I don't know. I don't understand sometimes. I'm not saying that there are not women out there, because sometimes I do see these videos, but I'm saying, is that just so normal?
I mean, it's tricky. It's tricky. I mean, I guess it depends on who you're attracted to or who you attract, right?
Hmm. So
And
I'm gonna say, if you go out on a date, are you on dating sites?
yeah, I'm on the dating app.
Okay, okay, this is great. This is great. Okay, so you're on the dating site,
Yeah,
and when you go out on a date, are you stating that most of the women, you don't think you can talk about money, or you think it would be looked down upon, the women that you're finding on the dating sites?
no. So what it really is so let's start back over, right? So I understand what your question is, but let me kind of pose something to you, right? So this
Mm-hmm.
is something that I discovered a few years ago. I went to like a mixer or something like that, and I came across a young, well, I came across a lady, right? I
Mm-hmm.
came across a lady who stated to me that dating dating, having a dinner date as a first date is inappropriate, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She said that it's inappropriate. And I was kind of puzzled by what she said because to me, the understanding was something along the lines of dinner and a movie was an appropriate first date, right? But what she said to me, she said, whenever you go out for the first time, it should be something really light, like something with like low commitment, without a
Right.
heavy financial component.
Hmm.
something like drinks and maybe like coffee or something like that.
Right. Because I wouldn't even say drinks because I'm just like, I'm not a drinker myself, but those drinks are expensive. You know what I'm saying? And so I kind of agree with that because like let's say with the first date, especially I could say for the men, if you're out there and you're going, you want to vet out a couple of women and you might have 5 dates. I think it would be good to do something kind of even a walk in the park. I love a walk in the park or something like that. Something to where you're not spending any money so that you can really see opposed to taking somebody out to dinner and then they're going to rack up this bill because they think that you would have to pay. So, and then
Right.
like with the movie, we can't talk in the movie. So I really want to get to know you. So I could see not doing a movie and then maybe not dinner.
Yeah. So okay. So then the question is, okay, so I'm gonna spend my time putting on this makeup, spraying my perfume, putting on this nice outfit, only for me to go to a coffee shop or for me to take a walk, you
What's wrong
know?
with that? So I to me, I don't see anything wrong with that. Because one, maybe like a 30 minutes or an hour date at a coffee shop. Now, if you take me to Starbucks, like you got me at Starbucks, you let me get a caramel frappuccino with the and get me a warm butter croissant. Like you got me right there. I'm happy. And then if we go on a walk, especially if it's nice, I think that is really good.
We're looking for these women though. We're looking for these women, because I at the end of the day, so this is part of my predicament, right? My predicament is that us guys, especially guys who are having conversations like I'm having,
Mm-hmm.
we're combating Instagram, travel bay lifestyle. We're combating I don't need a man and all these various different tropes that negatively are negatively directed at the men. So in order for us to find these young ladies who are interested in having these type of discussions or moving in this direction,
Mm-hmm.
um, they're very few. They're very few and far in between. So I mean, it's a challenge for you to find them, but then you also have to be attracted to them too. Right? So
Whoa. Okay. I want to give a shout out to the information man. What is going on, information man? Thank you so much for joining. Let's see what the information man says. He says you have to take baby steps, take your time, do not rush into it. And then also, he says a man should not lead with his money if you do not know the lady well enough first. I think that that's a good point as well.
It's not a game, sir.